Hey everybody, this is the Facebook Ads with the Twang podcast. I'm your host, Ben Blackman, and today we're talking about how to use the Facebook pixel to grow your business. Here comes episode 16. Facebook Ads with the Twang is dedicated to taking the often overcomplicated process of creating simple, successful Facebook ads, breaking them down step by step in less than 10 minutes at a time. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's episode 16. Really glad to have you, as I always am, and hopefully you got a chance to listen to episode 15. If you're not exactly sure what the Facebook pixel is, if you're not sure, you probably want to go back and listen to that real quick so you can kind of make sure that we're on the same page. But today I'm going to try to cover a lot, and as you know, we try to do this in less than 10 minutes, so I'm really going to try to cover a lot in 10 minutes. So let's get moving. I just want to recap real quick what the Facebook pixel is. So it's just a piece of code, and it's a piece of code that you install on your website, and I'm going to get to a couple places that it could be installed so that you can track people. And so just about every company you can think about uses a pixel to track you or me or whoever that visits their site so that they can retarget you with more ads. And whether those ads are on Facebook or you see those ads on another website or wherever they are, that's what they're doing with it. And that's why, because they want to get in front of you more times. They know the more times they get in front of you with something that you seem to be interested in, the more likely you are to buy it. And so I'm going to talk to you about how to use that kind of stuff for your business and really take it to the next level. So I mentioned this on the last episode, but the Facebook pixel, you want to install it today, not tomorrow, next week, whatever. Go ahead and install it now so that Facebook can go ahead and start gathering information. And it's really important, and if you don't know how to do it and you're like tech challenged or something, that's okay. Don't worry about that. You'll figure out how to do this. Don't overwhelm yourself with how to do it. All right, there's tons of tutorials out there. You can always email the code to your 15-year-old neighbor who knows how to do everything on websites. I mean, whatever it is, right? You can figure out a way to do this. It's not something that you have to be hands-on. You can get on Fiverr and pay somebody $5 to get it done, right? I mean, you don't have to do this yourself. So the pixel needs to go, okay, and by the way, there's instructions when you go into the ads manager and then you go into the pixel. There's instructions on how to install it, but the pixel needs to go in between what we call the head tags. Again, you don't need to know what that is if you're not going to be installing it, but it needs to go between the head tags anywhere that you want to track people. So maybe that's your website, right? Obviously that's the first place you want to do it. When you put it in between those head tags, the pixel's actually installed on every page on your website. So that's the cool thing. It's not like you have to go in and install it on each page, but you want to install on your website. You want to install it on, like, say, landing pages. So if you use ClickFunnels like I do, or maybe lead pages or whatever, you want to install it when you create those pages. ClickFunnels is really cool because you can install it to cover the whole funnel. You don't have to put it in on each separate page like you do with some other services. You want to install it like on scheduling pages. So like I use a service called Acuity Scheduling, and I can install the pixel there. You can install it on your webinar services on some of them, like I use EverWebinar for automated webinars. You can install it there. It's just real simple. And anywhere else you can think of that you might need it. So you want to go ahead and install that as soon as you can. And once you install it, what you can actually do is you can go back into the ads manager and create a custom audience from it. So that's what retargeting is. All right, and so a custom audience is an audience that you create in Facebook that's usually somebody who already knows who you are one way or the other. All right, so a custom audience might be people from your email list, right? You might upload those to Facebook and you create a custom audience so you can run an ad to them. Well, with the pixel, we're doing the same thing. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom audience based on people who visited, say, your whole website. So you go into the ads manager and you go into custom audiences, and this will be in the show notes, and I'll create a little video on how to do it as well. And then when you create that audience, you're going to select, just initially, just so you can kind of get the hang of it, you want to select your whole website. So that means that anywhere the pixel's installed, it's going to track those people. Okay, we're not trying to get into the advanced stuff of tracking just specific pages and retargeting just specific page visits and so forth. Let's just do it for everybody. All right, and then you can do it for up to 180 days, and then you're just going to name it. That's all it is. And then Facebook will start accumulating the data there, and you'll see those numbers grow over time. So that's what you do. You create a custom audience, because once you go to run a Facebook ad and you're in the ad set, and remember, the ad set is where you actually input, your audience selection and your budget and those kinds of things. But your audience selection, you will select that custom audience that you just created. That's it. That's all there is to it. And so we use this again to retarget or /remarket, whatever you want to call it, people, like say people who visited your site or visited certain pages, or maybe they visited some pages of your site but they didn't visit others. You can also retarget or remarket to people who say they purchased or didn't purchase, like they went to the page to check out but then they ultimately didn't buy from you. You can actually get that nitty-gritty down there. Okay, and that's what you want to do. You want to get to that point, but it's a baby step thing, right? If you haven't done this before, you don't want to start out trying to create all these custom audiences with all these little pages if you don't, you haven't done anything with this at all, especially if you're it's freaking you out just to think about talking about the pixel to begin with. But I'm just trying to let you know what the power of it is. And so you can do things like, people who register for something, say they register for a webinar that you had, and then you want to run an ad to them, making them an offer, whether they showed up for the webinar or not. Or people who didn't register, so they went to the landing page, right, but they didn't actually register for the webinar. Maybe you want to send them a different ad. So those are all the things that you can do with the pixel. Now there's other retargeting things that you can use. Okay, the pixel's not the only way to do that. However, it is pretty crucial, especially if you have sales pages, add to cart pages, any kind of shopping page. You really want to make sure that you have it, and it's pretty much true for any niche that you're in. Doesn't matter if you're selling socks or you're selling a high ticket automated webinar, for coaches. It doesn't matter. Either way, you still want to have the pixel installed. So like I said, I'm gonna have a tutorial about the pixel and installing, how to do that and how to set up the custom audience. It's going to be, if you'll go to onefocusmarketing.com/pixel video, and again, it'll be in the show notes, you'll be able to see that. And when you go there, you'll just have to opt in that you actually did want to see it, and then I'll send you the video and you'll get to take a look at it. So I hope I went through that pretty quick, and I hope that makes sense to you. As always, you can join my Facebook group, Funnel Strategies for Facebook. Again, still open for free right now, so please come join us and reach out to me with questions about pixels or boosting posts or anything Facebook ads or funnels, and I'll be glad to answer that for you. I hope you're doing great, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Thanks so much.